Good morning. Have you guessed the theme of this vlog yet? So again, let me show you one, this very cute Woodstock cup, which does not actually have to do with the theme, and I'm gonna take a sip of. I don't even know what I just said. I'm putting that down. We have Coconut, the, I think, West Highland Terrier, wearing this very cute Kaya charm bracelet, circa like 2013. No, 2003, not 2013. That'd be tricky. 2003. A very tiny little Samantha doll. And you didn't see this yet, but she's going to come out because I feel like she should. I think they call them this. I think this is the name. My Just Like Me doll from 2002, wearing this very cute 2002 outfit. If you hear squeaking, it's her. So this doll has been sitting in place. I didn't have a stand for her. And so her legs are really wobbly, so she can't really stand up on her own. But this is Christine wearing a cargo skirt. I think these are like Mary Jane loafers. This very cute vest that is reversible, though I did put a fake pin on it because they used to give you those. This very fun stripy hooded shirt. I'm going with a hooded shirt match. And then her hair is just in a ponytail because I wanted it to not get all blah. But yes, this is Christine from 2002. We look very cute together. I'll have to see if I can find a photo of us from 2002. Yeah, it would be from 2002. Let me put her down. Actually, sorry, you have stuff on your face. Did I get you in 2002 or 2001? One or the other. But yes, so I am doing, I don't know where to put her. I need to be able to access things and I don't want her to fall. So I'm gonna lay her delicately on the floor. All right, you sit right there. There you go. There you go. I really need to look up how to fix her legs. If I lived closer to an American Girl doll store, I would actually probably take her in because they have a doll hospital and have them fix it, because I think it's just that the joint is a little messed up. But it's my fault. I had her sitting with Coconut on her lap, and he is a little, they've updated this. He is no longer a little time paperweight, but that's what he is right now. So yes, this vlog is an American Girl doll vlog, but I will be reading, could you guess? Could you guess which doll? It's a historical doll. I will be reading all of the 6 core Samantha books. Now, 3 of these are mine. I got them at the book sale at my library, and 3 of them I had to borrow. Actually, 1, 2, and 3. Meet Samantha. Samantha Learns a Lesson. And Samantha Surprise are active library books. They retired Happy Birthday, Samantha, Samantha Saves the Day, and Changes for Samantha. So the first 3 belong to my library. The last 3 belong to me. Then I'll also be reading a Samantha mystery, The Stolen Sapphire, which I got at the library sale. And my library had this, so at some point I'm watching this before it's due back. The Samantha and American Girl holiday movie. It's close enough to the holidays that I feel like this works. Now, I am going to point this out because I am filming this video. I was conceivably going to do this anyway at some point, just because I had some of the books, but I decided I would like a moment of joy after a particular day in this November, before another day in January. So this is a moment of joy vlog for me, while I try not to have a freak out about the state of, well, you know, the states. So yes, I just, we're not gonna get into it because I will get emotional. But yes, this is a moment of joy vlog where I will be talking about American Girls, and hopefully my catalog comes. I ordered that a little while ago. You can order a free catalog off their website, just because I wanted to see it. So yeah, so I will be reading all the Samantha books. Samantha is my favorite, and I'm sure you're very curious, why don't you have the Samantha doll then? Because it wouldn't have been retired when you were roughly 11 or 12 years old. And that, my dear friends, is because I was terrified that I would hurt her. So I was so worried that I would like mess up a historical doll, because I was like, we can't really play with them. Like, you can play with anything, really, within reason. So I got the Just Like Me doll instead, because I was like, oh, well, she comes in like casual clothes and you can play with her and you can like take her places. And I was so worried that I would damage Samantha if I got her. So I have Christine. I named her. Actually, it's Christina. I keep calling her the wrong name. It's Christina. Though I'm sure she doesn't care if I call her Christine. It's Christina. She hung out with me. She got to go to the Chicago store when I was 11. She got to go when I was 11. I think that's right. No, I went I am right. She is from 2002. We went in the summer of 2003 when I was still 12. And we went to the store, and I will see if I can find the photo, because my folks let us do the make your own cover of an American Girl magazine, and I'm in it in the American Girl doll like Chicago shirt, and she's in a matching one. I don't know where that shirt went. I think I gave it to my sister for a Build-A-Bear a few years after that, like 1 or 2 years after. I couldn't find it. I do have this cute like jitterbug outfit, which I will at some point show you. I think it's called it's for the dance. Because they used to have a show where there was like a specific costume for the show, and I wanted that as my like Chicago souvenir besides the cute Chicago shirt. So yes, it was very fun. I wore that shirt until it fell apart, which is why I don't have it. Like I had to stitch it at one point because there was a hole in it. Yes, at 12 I could stitch a hole. So yeah, we're just doing a very fun Catherine relives her childhood via American Girl books. And so I picked my favorite one. I liked her. I liked Felicity, though I don't remember finishing hers. I got Felicity's first book as a Christmas gift one year. I feel like those are the only ones I really read. I have the Kaya necklace or bracelet on Coconut because Kaya got released in 2013. So I do remember reading probably the first Kaya book. And I've read even a few of the newer Meet ones, like Meet that character. So like I know bits and pieces about characters. I'm a little intrigued to read the ones set in the 90s because I think they exist. I don't know how many books they made for the dolls from the 90s. They're twins. I know they're twins. And they're the newest doll. I actually have the 1980s dolls clothing on a Claudia the Babysitter's Club doll. She's over here. I will probably show you that at some point too. But this is the intro to the video. I'm sorry it's a little long-winded. But yes, I will be reading all 6 Core Samantha books plus that mystery and then watching the movie. So please enjoy this very nostalgic. I'm gonna try and wear like themed outfits. This is the closest approximation I could get to my Just Like Me dolls outfit. It's a hooded shirt. I don't have a cargo skirt, so I'm just wearing some pants. And Krista has a vest that would be perfect, but I don't know where it is. So if I can find it, I will put it on later. And then maybe take a photo with her. I just feel so bad that her legs are so wobbly and it's my fault. If you know how to fix that without taking her to the American Girl store, I would love to know. So like if you had an American Girl doll, or you know someone with an American Girl doll, or you know children with an American Girl doll, because I'm sure children have popped the legs right off. If you could tell me how to fix that, that'd be great. Just in the comments if you have tips. If not, one of these days I'll find a way to fix it. Not sure I'm going to be going to an American Girl doll store anytime soon, but I will find a way. But I'm going to go. I will check in with you when I have read the first book because they're teeny. So yes, you'll get my updates as I go. I have outfits planned that are Samantha themed for the next 2 days. So I don't know that this vlog is going to take me very long. But it's at least going to go into like Thursday, Friday, just for the fun of it. I have some fun stuff planned with Krista too that I'm just gonna bring you along for. So this will be American Girl plus some daily life stuff, and I hope that you enjoy. Also, let me know your favorite American Girl doll because I might do more of these because this just feels fun. And also I would like an excuse to read tiny books just for the fun of it. But yes, I will talk to you when I have gotten invested in the Samantha universe. Talk to you later. of the workday, and I managed to read Meet Samantha during my lunch break. So if you did not know, Samantha Parkington is an orphan who lives with her rich grandmother in 1904. And so this story really sets up what Samantha's life is like. I'm not going to read the whole synopsis because this is a kid's book and it basically tells you everything. So in this, we meet Samantha and we meet her grandmare, and I'll pull this up. I showed it in the video clip just because it's, or Grandmary, sorry. Grandmare is from a different book. Ooh, the dogs are gonna bark. Sorry, it's the end of the workday. I really gotta hurry it along. But this is a description of like everyone we meet. So in this story, again, 1904, gonna focus, there we go. So, Samantha, we establish, is really just supposed to be a proper lady. Her Grandmary is sort of training her and teaching her like how to sew. She's not really supposed to do anything like climb trees or roughhouse, anything like that. But what she learns in this is that sometimes people's lives are different than hers. So, we meet all the people who work for her Grandmary, and we kind of establish like that there is that class differentiation. It is 1904, so there is a very big, there still is in the world. We see people who are working for Grandmary who have to work for other people in their houses. We also learn about child labor. So a girl named Nellie, who is also 9, because Samantha is 9, moves in next door and is going to be working for her neighbors. And that is because she was working in a factory, but it was making her sick. So her parents have sent her to work in a fancy house where she won't get sick. So Samantha meets Nellie and is like, wow, you've never been to school? Like, what is going on? This is so weird. She also is confused when Jessie, her family's seamstress, leaves. And she's also confused by the fact that Jessie, who is not white, has to live in a specific area in her town. So we get really into like racial divisions, class divisions. There's a lot going on. We also are talking a little bit about the suffragette or like women's rights movement in a sense. So we meet, there's even, I loved this about these books when I was a kid, there's a section that goes into this in the back where they're like trying to explain to you like why society was different and that there were women who wanted to do more than just like run a fancy house. So they talk about it. Do they call it anything? Let's see. Yeah. So they just say modern women, like Cornelia, who is her uncle's friend. I do actually think they get together, if I remember the series correctly. But she's part of the like equal rights movement for women, specifically. So that comes up. We get an automobile and what you have to wear to be in an automobile, because automobiles are dirty and loud. So it's very fun as an introduction. So we're seeing just a lot of, sorry, a lot of almost, I'm trying to remember if this is technically Victorian. I don't think it is. Time periods, Catherine, time periods. You would think, I was a history major, so you would think I would remember the differentiation, but I don't. Yeah, and it doesn't give one. But yeah, so 1904, oh, cute. This says ages 7 to 11 are the estimated reading ages. I know I read these when I was a lot younger. I just didn't get my own doll until I was 12. So I used 2002 a lot because that's when I was 12. Yeah, sorry, my brain was like, what? But yeah, so I've just been using that a lot, but I know I read this way before then. But yes, so what's cute about this is there's actually a little thing in the back that you can send in for your own catalog. And it shows Molly and Kirsten and Samantha. And it's very cute that you can send away. So we've like established all of that, and that Samantha's story is really just, she is being raised to be a lady, but she's also learning about all the differences the different lives that other people lead, who are not the granddaughter of a wealthy, rich white woman in 1904. So we do get into the fact that she is an orphan. Her parents did die in an accident and she was taken in. I don't know if that comes back up in other ones. I really don't remember. But yes, this is gonna bug me, so I'm going to actually look up hold on, Victorian, there it it's until, I was so close. It's till 1901 technically. I don't know if there's a time period for 1904. Ooh, here we go. Interesting. Oh, the progressive era. That's what it was called. I was like, there's an American word for the window of time we put her in, the progressive era, because there were a lot of progressive movements. There you go. I knew if I saw it, I would remember. It's been a while. It's been a minute. But yes, so this was a fun time. I enjoyed reading this. And then I have 5 more in the little mystery one, plus the movie. So this was fun. I'm planning on reading a lot more tomorrow. They, like, before work, during lunch, they don't take long to read. It just, like, I didn't have time before work today, and I really only had time to, like, read it very quickly during lunch, which is what you saw. And I didn't have any other time. So I'm gonna go, but I am going to show you my outfit in a little bit because I found the vest that I was looking for. So I'm going to show you me and Christina together, and then Krista and I are going for date night, and I might bring you with me. I'm not sure. They play really loud music, so I don't know if it will or not. It's super cold, but we're gonna walk to Taco Tuesday at this restaurant. It's technically in a country club, but you don't have to be a member to eat at the restaurant. So we're going because it's margaritas and tacos night. So it'll be very fun. And we called ahead and they're doing shrimp tacos, which are really good. So yeah, I will show you my outfit inspired by Christina and her 2002 American Girl outfit. So there you go. That's the update. I promise not all of these will be as wordy, but I just wanted to establish Samantha for you in case you're watching this and you didn't actually read the Samantha books, or you maybe were never interested in Samantha. So I just thought I would include that so you have an idea and I don't rehash it every time. So yeah, I will talk to you very shortly when I am changed into my American Girl-esque outfit. Hello. Are you ready for this American Girl fashion moment? This is Krista's vest. It's very warm, very soft. This is my shirt that you saw already. Christina in her 2002 glory. Let's see. Woo! That was not a cat. I thought I was stepping on a cat. Let's see. I am not wearing a skirt. These are cargo pants. But ta-da! We got a match. See? Sort of matching? Kind of? Ish. We try. Also, I probably would have gotten one with wild hair if I had been allowed. Like, those didn't exist then. I also feel like this was the palest you could get then, and I think there are paler ones because I do not look the same color as her. But that's fine. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go get tacos and margaritas. Not her, she's too young. Technically, I guess you'd be 33 now. You're not, but technically. Anyway, gotta go. I'm really hungry. It's been a long day. We're gonna get tacos and margaritas. Just a long day, very long day. All right, talk to you tomorrow, probably. Good morning. I know you've already seen my dress. This is like a fancy, I don't even know what to call it because I got it on sale, but it's not exactly a costume because it's a dress, like an actual dress, but it's supposed to look like Wednesday or Sabrina from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So it's like a witchy school dress kind of thing. Oh, there's a garbage truck outside my house. I can't see it because I have my window closed because it's really cold today, but it looks very similar to Samantha's school dress, which is why I was showing it off in all those clips. I just think it's funny because it's like a very stereotypical like girl school dress, I feel like, and it just gets reutilized over the years for different characters. So in this cute little book, we actually do get into kind of the progressive era elements of America in 1904. I'm gonna put the book down so I can use my hands. So in this one, we go to school with Samantha, which is very cute. It's a girls' school. She complains about having to wear flannel leggings so she doesn't get consumption. So there's like school happening, and then it turns out that Nellie is back. Nellie's family will be living with someone 2 houses down and working for that family. And that was all because her Grand Mary convinced that person, oh, you should hire this family to work for you. But the benefit is because they're in a different area and not the city, or at least, yeah, they called it the city. Nellie and her 2 sisters will now be able to go to a public school. So Samantha goes to like a academy kind of thing, like girls only school, very small, for the wealthy. And so Nellie and her 2 sisters will be going to this public school that's like within walking distance for Samantha to like come by and get them and all that stuff. So what happens is Nellie hasn't been to school, so she's older and she knows some things but not enough. So Samantha winds up being sort of her tutor, because she wants to help her get out of the 2nd grade, because she's technically too old to be in 2nd grade. But she just doesn't have the skills to be in 3rd grade. So there's that going on, and then there's a speech contest where you have to talk about progress in America. And then what happens is, because this is an American Girl book and they want the main character to be emboldened and a positive force, Samantha writes a speech about factories, and then when she gets chosen to give it at this like big ceremony with a few other select students, she reads the speech to Nellie in advance, and Nellie's like, well, your speech is all about factories and I worked at factories and your speech is not really correct. Like, it was horrible and it was hot or it was freezing and you could be injured and all of this stuff. And so Samantha rewrites her speech for the competition to point out that factories may make things cheaper, but they are dangerous and children should not work in them, is really what it boils down to. And she wins the big speech contest. I have spoiled it for you, I'm sorry, but it is a small children's book. And it's because she brought to light the plight of working children. And then the little like history in America in the back is about schooling and the differences between public and a sort of private academy kind of thing. And then who's expected to go to school, who doesn't go to school. The phrasing of one sentence was a little odd to me because it said some children disobeyed the fact that children are not supposed to work. And I'm like, the children are really disobeying. Their parents are making them go to work, or their parents may be incapacitated and they're working to like provide money for the family. So I don't know that saying the children disobeyed is correct, but most of like the phrasing of everything else was accurate. Just that one threw me off, but it is freezing, so I'm actually going to change. But that was cute. I don't know that I've ever read that one before, because I used to just like grab random ones at the library and it was just whatever ones were in, but I don't really remember that one. I remembered Meet Samantha, and I remember the birthday one pretty clearly, but those are the only ones that I can like remember. So I may not have read this one before. Sorry it's so loud. We live by an intersection. It's just noisy today. But I'm gonna put on warmer clothes because it's supposed to only be in like the low 30s. And this dress with tights, which are not flannel, is not going to keep me warm. So I'm gonna change, and then by the time I get changed, work will have started. I like to get stuff set up for my work pretty early. And so like I have everything all set up so I have time to go change real fast and then start my day. So yeah, but I'm gonna go. I will be reading the Christmas one next. And I think I'll be able to read that during lunch. So I will fill you in on the Christmas one, which she has a very cute red dress and she's holding a package. And I think if I remember how these all work, normally the Christmas one is when the character gets an animal, like a puppy or a kitten or a bunny or something. I could be wrong, but I remember them being tied very specifically to like, you'd be flipping through the catalog and then like the animal for the character would appear and be like, oh, that's the pet now. Though I think maybe Felicity had a horse before that. I don't know. Some of them had an animal that was like, that appeared early, and then like other stuff would happen in the birthday one, because there's always a birthday one. So I don't know. But I feel like Samantha's, there's an animal in the birthday one, or in the Christmas one, I think. Yes, gonna change into warmer clothes so I don't freeze my buttons off. Though this is a very nice dress. I love this dress. I wore it to Salem actually because I thought it would be the perfect Salem dress. It was a little cold, but I enjoyed wearing it. So yes, gonna go. Gotta get changed. Gotta get ready for the actual work day. I will talk to you later. Hello. I told you I was gonna change clothes. I am wearing just like a cozy sweater thing, which I'm cold, but I want my sleeves up, so I'm gonna do that. But I am here because I actually finished reading Samantha Surprise and Happy Birthday Samantha while I was on my lunch. So Samantha Surprise is the Christmas book. So in the Christmas book, okay, this is what threw me off because I do think I read this one a long time ago. Like maybe this is one of the earlier ones I read. And I think I may have only read it once. So in this one, there is a mention of a puppy, but someone else wants a puppy. So it's not Samantha's puppy. So the puppy that I know existed as Samantha's like companion toy thing isn't in this one, but it's coming. So in this one, it is all about Christmas. Samantha is super excited for Christmas. She's been preparing for months. She has homemade gifts that she's working on. She has all the stuff she wants to do. She wants to do a gingerbread house. And then there is a key thing in this book that I remember very clearly. There's a doll. And I'm going to find the image so you can see it. Let's see. Sorry. I found it. There it is. Okay, it's a really tiny picture. There we go. So it's this little Nutcracker doll. So I think it's supposed to be Clara from the Nutcracker holding the Nutcracker in her hand. And I remember that doll from the catalog. So it's like a mini for Samantha Your doll. You could get this like little teeny faux, actually it might have been porcelain, I'm not really sure. I didn't have it. I just remember it. It was really tiny and it was that doll, and you could get it with her like Christmas gift set or her Christmas set. And so when I was reading this, I was like, that's what the key thing from this is. Because like every book has like a key thing that you can get for the doll. So like each book had sort of a themed page in the catalog or themed section of the catalog for this doll. So you could get this dress and you could get the little porcelain doll, which may or may not have been porcelain, I don't know. But in this one, she's super excited for Christmas, but her Uncle Gard is bringing his friend, we're gonna say friend, even though it's definitely more than friends, they're just using the word friend, Cornelia is coming. And so Grand Marie really wants to decorate for Christmas like way differently than normal. So very like glitzy rich people Christmas. So they wind up doing that, and so Samantha's like upset that Cornelia is coming because she didn't get to decorate and do the things she wanted. But then Cornelia like really makes it up to her by like going sledding with her Gard and like doing the gingerbread house and all of this stuff, and it's very cute and there's a very sweet ending. The only thing that happens is Samantha is invited to a party. Oh, there's barking. I don't know why there's barking. I'm gonna have to go check. But Samantha gets invited to a party and she can't go, which is fine because all this other stuff happens in here. Give me one sec to see why the dogs were barking and I will be right back, and then I will talk to you really quickly about Happy Birthday Samantha, which is the book I remember the most. And I think I've actually read this one a couple times, which is funny because it's one of the ones that I actually bought and it's cute. Just hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have no idea. I went down, everyone is fine. I have no idea. But very quickly, Happy Birthday Samantha is one of the ones I bought at the book sale, and I can tell why. So there are a couple spots where someone wrote in crayon, and so like that's not a big deal. There's a couple actual like pages where there's like some crayon mark, which again, not a big deal, it's just crayon. But I can see why this one got sold because it's in like slightly rougher shape than they want the book to be. So in this one, it's Samantha's 10th birthday, and so this one I remember very clearly, and that's because, so in that particular book, Eddie, the really annoying neighbor kid, helps them make ice cream and then ruins said ice cream. So at Samantha's party, there's supposed to be ice cream and they wind up making petit fours, just little tiny desserts. And I remember all of this dessert talk because one, you could get the tiny petit fours with a Samantha, or it was at least in the catalog as like an image. I think you could buy them. So when I was older, like way older, randomly Joann's, I always call it Joann's, that's whatever, was selling these like little tiny candles that looked exactly like petit fours, and I kept them for forever just because I thought they were adorable and they made me think of the Samantha birthday set. And then, so in this one, the party goes a bit awry. The ice cream is ruined by Eddie, and then we meet the dog in this. So Jip is a little like Cocker Spaniel, that's his name, J-I-P. He's like a little Cocker Spaniel looking thing. He belongs to Cornelia, and she lets her twin sisters, Agatha and Agnes, bring him to the party. And he like gets loose, causes a little havoc. And then at the end of the party, that's only the halfway point of the book. The other half of the book is this whole Samantha and Grand Marie go to New York City to spend time with Cornelia and Guard, and now, because there's a proposal in the Christmas one, so Cornelia and Guard are married in this, so she's now Aunt Cornelia. They have a house, and Agatha and Agnes seem to live with them, from what I can tell, so I don't know if Cornelia is just like taking care of them, because they're her sisters, they're not her children. So they don't really get into that, but there's Agnes and Agatha are there, and they all go, and Chip winds up getting loose in New York City, and they have to find him. And that's because they put him in this little pram. And I remember the pram because they actually had the dog in the pram and then a doll. They would like swap it back and forth so you could see different options, because they put him in the pram in this, and the pram is for dolls. So that happens, but there's also a giant meeting of suffragettes in New York City. And much like in the first book, Grand Marie is very anti, like, women shouldn't vote, blah, 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 blah. And then she winds up going to the rally unintentionally. And then while she's there, she's like, oh, I've changed my mind. I do believe that women should vote, which is very cute. It's a very, like, quick sort of like, I was wrong. I have learned the error of my ways kind of thing. So there's this big suffragette thing. They talk about the right of women to vote. And then that is discussed a tiny bit in the history part. So there's also a teddy bear in this, which is kind of teased in the Christmas book. So in the back of both of them, the Christmas one talked about sort of 1904 Christmas and around that era, and teddy bears were a big deal because of Teddy Roosevelt. So they talk about how teddy bears were like becoming a big thing. And so in the next book, the birthday book, Samantha gets a teddy bear from Agatha and Agnes because they're from New York City and they know all the big new things. So there is that. And then the end of this one talks a little bit about suffragettes and all of just like, I'll pull it up really fast. So in this one, it talks about how girls and boys would be raised. It does a lot of like, they would have nannies or nurses. Children were raised kind of on their own, but play was very important at that time. And then they talk about sort of like finishing schools and things girls would have done to sort of prepare them for life, especially girls like Samantha who have money. They're from money. That one is in there, and then the Christmas one is really just like about Christmas and toys kids would get and how you would decorate and how you used to put fire on trees, and wow, candles on trees are dangerous. So it was very cute. They're just both very sweet. The birthday one I remember very clearly because of the ice cream. Like I was just like, the ice cream, I remember this. Because I was like, ew, peppermint ice cream full of salt? So I have finished those two. The next one is Samantha Saves the Day, which I've read a couple pages of, and I genuinely have never read that book. I'm wondering if my library just didn't have it, so I really only read whatever ones my library had at the time, and if my library had it checked out, or if it was lost, then I just like read whatever, and I never read them in order, so just kind of like reading whatever. So a lot of these books, I didn't read the entire series for each doll, or I would read like bits and pieces of each one, and just never finish them. So this will be interesting, because I genuinely do not remember the Samantha Saves the Day, the summer one, at all. But I do think I read changes for Samantha. So it may just be that the summer book was lost, so I never read it. Because I have at least like a vague recollection of the other ones. Even the Nellie going to school, I kind of remembered. Not super clearly, but like the longer I think on it, I'm like, I do remember Samantha like teaching Nellie. I just for some reason thought it was in Meet Samantha, but that would make sense because you're just meeting the characters. So this summer one is like brand new to me, so that's fun. So yeah, I'll let you know that at some point. I don't know that I'll finish it today. I just like randomly read a couple pages. They're very short, so I'll try and finish it tonight, maybe tomorrow before work. I only have 2 of these left, so I have those 2, and then I have the mystery that is outside of the 6-book series and the movie. So yeah, I will let you know when I finish Samantha Saves the Day. So at some point, you'll get my thoughts on that, I promise. Good morning. You may hear classical music in the background because we play music for the dogs during the day because it's a little noisy on our street. But I have book updates and coffee updates. So first, I'm going to show you my outfit because I randomly grabbed this flannel because Samantha was talking about long johns, and literally this would be roughly what her long john is. Probably a little fancier, but I wore this a lot during my Twilight reading vlogs. So I'd never read Twilight. Well, kind of. I'd read the first Twilight book and then never finished the series when they like came out. So I read all the Twilight books in like August. Was it August? I think it was August. And I wore a lot of flannel because forks. But I have book updates, coffee updates, wearing this, and this very cozy like duster sweater. I actually used to have a ton of these when I was a kid. I had a big black one and I had a different one and I wore them to school all the time, but they like made a comeback. I don't think they're still in vogue or whatever, but they're warm and I like them, so I'm wearing it. But today I'm trying a new coffee. So I have a ton of Joffrey's coffee. Krista bought me a ton. I get it at TJ Maxx, especially the holiday ones, because the holiday ones normally hit our TJ Maxx pretty early. So this is the Tiana Bayou Beignet. It has it's a decadent delight with flavor notes of honey and powdered sugar. And it smells really, really good. So for a birthday gift, okay, it has not been my birthday yet. My birthday is not till the 25th, but Krista got this and gave it to me as soon as it came. It is a Tiana Princess and the Frog cup. So it is redone. So like Tiana's on the front and then it says Princess and the Frog on the back. And then I showed them in a different vlog, but way back there, she got me this like measuring cup set that's ceramic and has different images from like different characters from the movie. Tiana's on a lot of them. And then Ray and Evangeline are on the smallest cup, which is very cute. But I'm gonna make coffee very shortly using that cup and this coffee, and I will tell you how it tastes. But before I do that, I need to fill you in because I finished Samantha Saves the Day, a summer story, and Changes for Samantha, a winter story. So this one, I am 1000% sure I didn't read it. I already told you that, but reading it, I was like, I did not read this ever. So in this one, there's a cat in a litter box. Just, that's what that sound is. We're ignoring it. So in this one, Samantha and Grandmary are on their traditional trip out of the city-ish area that they take every summer. So they don't live directly in the city, but they live near New York City, like near enough they can travel by train, and it's not a long journey. And then they have like a summer home log cabin-y kind of thing. So I didn't used to live in New York, and we live in like northern New York. So while I was reading this, I'm going with like, it's probably in the Adirondacks-ish where their house is, and then they're somewhere in like a more fancy area, a little ways out of the city. So they go every year. And then Admiral Archibald Bemis, who's a new character for this book, he also comes every summer. And they reveal to you that he is the best friend of Grandmary's late husband. And apparently every summer he proposes to her and she says no. But no one knows why, because they love him. He plays with all the kids. It's so sweet and nice. And Samantha has her cousins. Agatha and Agnes do come to visit, and they get their own little cabin, and they get to have a lot of fun, and they do a lot of like exploring in the woods. And this one, oddly enough, deals with Samantha's grief about her parents. So in this story, she learns that some of her mother's things are in this attic at the cabin. And there is this very, very pretty, like, not photo album exactly. It is, I guess they call it just an album. But there's like her mom's art in it, and it's all of Teardrop Island. So this is the book itself. And then in this book, there are images of Samantha on the island. And they're really tiny, so like, I don't know that my camera's gonna, there you go. But they're little like photos, and there's little like drawings of Teardrop Island, and it's Samantha as a small child with her parents. And she doesn't ever remember going there, but she, after having said like, I'm never going, they died. And you learn they drowned trying to get home from Teardrop Island, and a storm came up. So Samantha has never wanted to go, but now that she's seen that she was there as a child, she wants to go. So she goes with Agatha and Agnes, and then of course a storm rolls in. But also their boat, their little canoe, was not tied to anything. So it has gone away. And it turns out the Admiral was looking for them. So they wind up having to save the Admiral, who has become injured while trying to save them. Then with all of that going on, adorably, it's not in this, but he gets injured, they get him home, everything is okay. Samantha talks to her grandmother about how she wanted to know, like, try and remember her parents, and Teardrop Island because it looked beautiful and she misses them. Like, there's this very cute photo at the end. He totally proposes because in Changes for Samantha, Samantha is living in New York City with Aunt Cornelia and Uncle Gard because Grand Mary and the Admiral are on a European boat tour on his yacht. So they're in Greece in the letter that you get. There's a lot of letters in this one. And she's in New York City. And while she's in New York City, she learns that she actually gets a letter from Nellie because she hasn't seen Nellie in ages. And Nellie says that the flu had come to where they used to live, that area. And her parents have died, and it's just her and her 2 sisters. But because they can't continue to work in the house that they're in, the woman who employed her parents, and technically Nellie, is like, oh, you have an uncle, I'll take you to your uncle in New York City. Well, she writes, like, when I get there, I'll come look for you. Because she knows that Samantha is living in New York City. So it's weeks and weeks, 2 weeks, really, of waiting. And Samantha hasn't heard anything. She hasn't gotten any other letters. So she takes it upon herself to find Nellie, which she is told is not very smart once they find out what happened. She winds up on like 7th and 8th Avenue, like in between, which is apparently not like the best area for a young girl to be in on her own. She finds what sounds like a tenement house or some version of that. They're normally very small, 1-room apartments, and they're very close together, and a lot of people live in one small room. She finds this building. She's looking for their uncle, and she's informed that he's actually been kicked out. All he was doing was drinking. He stole all of Nellie and her sister's money, everything they owned, and the woman that lived below them took them in for as long as she could, but Nellie was like, we can't keep eating your food, because they couldn't really give her anything. They were doing some work for her on this like paper flower making business, but it wasn't enough, and there's just not space for them. So Nellie had also apparently tried to make the uncle's like little 1-room place to live work, but they didn't have coal, they didn't have money, so it just wasn't working. So they wind up at an orphanage, and when Samantha tells Gard and Cornelia's like, oh my gosh, why did you go there? That was dangerous, but I will go with you to the orphanage right now. So they wind up going to the orphanage. The orphanage is not good. They really are just training all of these orphans to be servants or workers, manual laborers, something along those regards. And when they show up, they try and give Nellie some things, and the headmistress takes everything. And so Samantha's like, this is horrible, but we'll try and visit you there's like visitation every Sunday. So they go to visit them every Sunday, but it's very weird. They don't really want these meetings to be fun. So they're like trying to make them lighthearted, but it's difficult. And Samantha keeps saying that Nellie should just like run away, bring her sisters, and come live with them. And Nellie's like, that won't work. We can't do that. Until the headmistress tries to put Nellie on something that was true. It's called the orphan train. So there was a thing called the orphan train that went to the west. So people were trying to like homestead, create homes in like not newly found territories, but in areas that we as a country were trying to turn into cities, and they needed more labor. So the orphan trains would come by, you would check out all of the children, and then you would just like take one, and that kid would work for you. So yeah. The problem is that Nellie's sisters are too young. So Nellie's like, I will never see them again. Like, I don't want to go. So she and Samantha do come up with a plan for the 3 orphans. Samantha is technically also an orphan, but to run away. So they make this plan, they run away. They're hiding in Gard and Cornelia's attic. And Samantha's trying to get them food and keep them warm, but it's hard. She's a child. And the like housekeeper / cook, she keeps noticing Samantha is like taking a lot of food and thinks it's weird. Like the housekeeper does not like Samantha. And Samantha's like, I'm trying to like bring you as much food as I can, but like now she's suspicious and all of this stuff. And it's also Valentine's Day, which is very cute. So they do change this, so it's a different holiday. This one's just summer, but this one does have Valentine's Day in it. And this is key because at the end, they do get found out. They're children hiding in the attic of a home. And Gard and Cornelia are like, well, we'll figure out what we're going to do. And they have this very cute Valentine's Day breakfast where Gard and Cornelia are like, well, we don't need more maids. Because technically that's what you would expect Nellie and her sisters to do. But Gard is like, but we do need roughly a small child, a medium-ish child, and then like a not very big child. So they're adopting them, which is very cute. It's a very like Annie moment, although Annie's the Great Depression, I think. So they're going to adopt Nellie and her two sisters. And so now Samantha is very excited because she'll get to have this big family that she's always wanted, because I believe going forward she will be living with Garden Cornelia because her grandmary has gotten married. I could be wrong, perhaps she'll move back, but I do believe she stays with Garden Cornelia. Again, not totally sure. But I finished this. These were this one was wild. I was like, oh my gosh, orphan escape plans. This is the next one I have. So these, if I remember, it's been a minute. These smaller books that they came out with are a little chunkier. So they're in the hundreds of pages. And they were designed for older readers. So while the smaller books were ages 7 to 11, I think these, and I tried to find it and it's not listed on here surprisingly, or if it is, it's covered up. I think these were designed for like 9 to 13. I think. I could be wrong. Also, the age on books doesn't really matter, but what I'm trying to get at is these were written for, the idea was for slightly older girls who liked American Girl. They came in a set because I remember there was like a box set you could get. Samantha also apparently has 2 mysteries, but my library was only selling The Stolen Sapphire, which is also why I'm wearing this Vampire Diaries Elena ring. This is the Elena ring. So yes, I have this. I'll be reading this before work. It's pretty early. Chris had to get to court really early, so I have plenty of time to drink coffee and read this book with Christina. I also did promise you a doll fashion show, so before I watch the movie, which I believe involves almost all of the books, because there's an image on the back of the DVD case that is totally taken from Changes for Samantha, but I don't think it's all set in New York City, but I could be wrong. It's been a really long time since I watched that. I remember seeing the Kit one in theaters with my sister because Kit is one of her favorites. She loves Kit and she loves Addie. And Addie hasn't gotten a movie, to my knowledge. So we saw the Kit one in theaters, and I think I saw the Felicity one on TV, but I think the Samantha one was a TV release only. Could be wrong. I don't remember. It's been a long, long time. But yeah, so I'm gonna read The Stolen Sapphire before work while I drink my coffee. I'll let you know if my coffee is. But yeah, but this has been so much fun. But you will get my doll fashion show with Christina in her Chicago costume. I'll show that off. And then I did promise to show you Claudia, who is not an American Girl doll, but she's currently wearing American Girl doll clothes because they fit her essence as a Babysitter's Club character. And then I have Tiny Me to show you. I have a photo to show you that's very cute. You'll get to see all of that before we watch the movie, but I'll probably tell you about The Stolen Sapphire first, and then I'll like throw that in there. But I need to make coffee, so let's get to making tea on a coffee. I'm so excited to try this.
Already. In the past, I have covered every main Goosebumps series by R.L. Stine. I have done other series like Animals, Criminal Liars, Vampire Diaries, Lord of the Rings, like loads of different things I have done on my channel if you enjoy something like this. So yes, in today's video, I will be going through every single original PS3 book, and I am only doing the 51 original PS3 books. I'm saying original over and over again because I just know someone will comment down below being like, oh, these aren't all the PS3 books. No, they are not. These are the original PS3 books. There are so many different spin-off series, like New PS3, a PS3 novel, Return to PS3, PS3 Super Chiller, PS3 Cheerleaders, the PS3 Saga, Night Night PS3 The House of Evil, PS3 The Cut Luna Chronicles, PS3 The F-Bob, Ghost of PS3, PS3 Sagas, PS3 Seniors, and PS3 Nights. That's a lot of books, and do you even know how hard these were to get hold of? So I will keep an eye out for the other spin-off PS3 books, and if this vlog goes well, if I end up enjoying it, if you end up enjoying it, then I will try and do the spin-off books like I did with the Goosebumps series. I will have everything timestamped below, so if you have read these PS3 books and you want to know my thoughts on them, with all of the spoilers included, then do click on any timestamp you want. As a disclaimer, I will be reading all of these for the very first time, except the first 4. So 3 years ago when the PS3 trilogy came out on Netflix, I ended up reading the very first 4 PS3 books for the very first time. I can't really remember too much about them, so I will be rereading them for this video. But those are the only 4 that I have read. All of the other 47 I've never read before. So the 51 books that I'm reading in this video are The New Girl, The Surprise Party, The Overnight, Missing, The Wrong Number,
Hello. Okay, so I'm doing a check-in that I wasn't planning on doing. I have not read very much of the book. I got like maybe 10 minutes to read before work because something very curious happened. So first, the coffee. Delicious. Tastes like a beignet. I actually made beignets following the Tiana's cookbook recipe, and yep, delicious. This is a really good coffee. But it's a little cold, and that's because I wanted to change Christina into her American Girl. This used to have a box, but I don't have it anymore that explained what it was, but it's from the Chicago like show. They had like a stage show that you could do. Her hair was in a ponytail, but the very old little teeny elastic broke after all of this. So I was putting on the outfit, and I'm gonna lift her. It has little saddle shoes. It had socks, but I don't know where they are. They're gone to time. I don't know. So I was putting on this particular shoe, and her leg fell off. Like, her leg just slid out, and it was still attached by the string, thank God. But she's had loose legs for a very long time. So not when I got her, but I left her sitting for a number of years instead of on like a doll stand. And then Coconut was on her lap because that just made sense to me. The issue is I think the weight of Coconut plus her legs being in a seated position for that long loosened the string. So I didn't film it in the event that a small child stumbles across this video. But I literally, small children, cover your ears. She's fine, but I had to look up a YouTube video about how to restring your doll's legs or how to fix a fallen leg. And so fun fact, if you have an American Doll, you would recognize this. They all have a string on the back of their neck, like just a little string. Very Girl with the Green Ribbon. And in this video, again, children, walk away. It says, undo the string, remove your doll's head, unstuff the doll, and then using hair ties, pull the leg back up while tying a hair tie closer to the base of the leg. Now, this turned into a lot of drama. I got the stuffing out, but then all of the elements that were holding this leg in started to fall. So the little metal piece fell off in her body. The leg then completely fell off. I then had to pull her leg back through the joint that is under here. There's a little cap that sits on top of the joint that I had to slide the string back through. That was super hard. And then I thankfully had some regular black thick hair ties. And I tied that around the joint. The way they described, you just like loop it over and over just to give it some hold. I'm not going to pull on it because I do not trust that it's not like a little loose still. I also tried to tighten up her other leg just while I was in her body. That didn't work as well because the metal grommet was still there and it was causing some problems, and I wasn't going to try and remove that. But this leg is now attached and not as wobbly. So she's fine now. Her head's back on. She's fully stuffed. She's okay. Christina just had a morning. I now know how to fix a broken American Girl doll. So I guess that's something I can add to my roster of skills. But yeah, I literally just Googled how to fix American Girl doll fallen leg. And it was like loose leg, fallen leg, blah, blah. And I was like, yep, this happens a lot. It's because it's string. It's very thick string. It's like a twine, but it's still over time that's gonna get loose. When I was a kid, I know that in the back of the catalog, there's always like if your doll needs to come to hospital, fill this out, and you could like ship your doll to them with a little paper that said what was wrong with her. You could also take them to an American Girl doll store and take her to the hospital, and they would fix her up for you. They could also like fix hair if something happened to her hair. That is a skill I don't have. That I believe that involves like restringing and threading. I don't know. We're not giving you new hair. But yeah, so she's fixed up. She also matches my hair kind of now. But yeah, this is her cute little Chicago outfit. She did have the shirt. I know I talked about this. She and I had matching shirts. I wore it all the time. But I do think I gave the shirt to my sister, the doll one. And again, mine got so overworn. It was like gray instead of black. It was falling apart. But yes, but she's okay. I am gonna put her back in her less cute outfit, just so this one doesn't get super dusty. And then I have to get to work. So having to perform minor surgery. Actually, I'm gonna call that major surgery. You had major surgery today. Performing major surgery on an American Girl doll card, or American Girl doll, was not on my bingo card for this year. But she's okay. She's back together. Everything's fine. I'm gonna let her spend some time with Coconut and her Samantha doll. and I will at some point finish this book, probably during lunch, but I do have to go. So I will talk to you later when I've finished The Stolen Sapphire. And then I promise I will also show you young me with this doll and the shirts I was talking about. And then we'll finish this with the movie. So let us go, Christina. You deserve a nap. You've had a very big morning, huge morning. We're gonna just lay you down, lay you carefully down before I close out the vlog. Okay. Well, not close out the vlog, close out this clip. But yeah, so I will talk to you about Samantha and the Stolen, A Samantha Mystery, The Stolen Sapphire, when I finish it. And then at some point tonight, we will watch the movie and I will give you all of my thoughts on a movie I think I saw one time, maybe. But yes, but I will talk to you later. Can I call myself a doll MD now? Maybe. Puzzle on that, let me know. Hello, it is my lunch break and I am pleased to report I finished The Stolen Sapphire. So the bookmark is only in here because I wanted to mark the name of the ship they're on. So in this, Samantha and Nellie have been invited to go to Paris and London with Grand Mary and the Admiral. So they will be going on the RMS, oh no, Queen Charlotte, RMS Queen Charlotte, or RMS Charlotte? No, Queen Charlotte. So on this ship, they are going to be traveling. This is the first time Nellie has left her sisters for an extended period of time. And they're really just like on this trip to bond with Grand Mary and the Admiral. In part of this, we do learn that Samantha did go on a previous trip with Grand Mary, and I think that was a different book that I have not read. It does mention a few Samantha books in the author's like description and on the like fold. There's a little fold out, which is interesting in the back. So I'm going to show this to you because it's a little goofy. So this makes sense. They're showing some other notable fancy gems. But when you open it, it's a list of books that are going to be coming out. And what's so curious is the Felicity one is marked as TBD on this paper. Like they don't have a title. And then this one, so in the front, it says it's Peril at King's Creek. Oh, my camera is dying. Oh, this is horrible. I knew I should have charged it. So I guess I'm gonna have to charge this thing and come back. But they're on this trip, and there is a professor, an archaeologist, who has this thing called it's a sapphire. Does it say what it's actually called? It's a world famous sapphire. It disappears / is stolen, and a number of people could be the suspects, and there's a monkey randomly. But the French tutor that is traveling with Nellie and Samantha is accused. And someone also says, like, there was a robbery in New York City and you said you were in New York City and whatever. But there's all of that going on. So we're on this trip. Nellie is also contending with the fact that they're actually going to be stopping in Ireland, but people are not supposed to get off the boat. But she is from Ireland and her mom had always wanted to take her. And she actually has a family friend who found her before they left and asked her to take / deliver money to a family member he has in Ireland, and their families were always close and she wants to help him. So she's been trying to find a way to get this money to Ireland. There's a lot going on. Samantha is contending with the fact that there's a very annoying first class girl, and that's what I'm gonna call her. Her name's Charlotta. She's a pain in the butt. She's rude to Nellie, she's rude to Samantha, she's basically rude to everyone. But they're trying to figure out what happened to the sapphire. They're trying to get Mademoiselle Etienne out of suspicion, and there's a lot going on. There's so many things. They find clues. It's a very fun mystery, and it is definitely geared toward older girls. Samantha is actually 11 in this, and she has been officially adopted. So her uncle and her aunt are raising her officially alongside Nellie and her sister. So they are a family unit. Grand Mary and the Admiral are both their grandparents, and this is why it's like a bonding thing, because Nellie hasn't really spent time with them outside of like living next door for a little while to Grand Mary, and she's never really been around the Admiral. So it was a very fun read. I don't want to share too much because it is actually a little bit like mysterious and fun and goofy, but it was very fun. There, the history stuff does talk about travel. There's a mention of the Titanic with a little image, I think to show you big steamships, but my camera is totally dying. But it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. I do remember liking these, and I used to read the American Girl mysteries that weren't set around girls. They were just set in periods of history, and those were really fun too. I almost bought a couple at that book fair and I didn't, but that might even be another fun like video idea. But I gotta go, I gotta charge you. Next thing will be the movie, and then I'll show you young me at a later date. Get ready for it. It'll be fun and exciting. I'll just pop it up on screen and you'll have a wild time. All right, I will talk to you later. Hello, are you ready to see little Catherine? So this is a photo of me when I was 12, I think, at the American Girl store in Chicago with Christina and Coconut. we posed for this very cute faux magazine cover, and I have kept this photo even though the magazine itself is long gone. But are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna hold it up here because it's gonna be really reflective. Ready? Tiny Catherine. Look at Tiny Catherine. She and I look very the same. Just in general, I feel like all my photos, you can tell, like, hi, that's Catherine. So yes, I got that photo done. It is on the Best of American Girl magazine. They would like put your face on the cover. It was very cute. I'd read this a bunch of times, but it got really trashed at a certain point. Just because I'd read it so many times, the binding came loose because it was just a regular magazine. But yes, I did promise to show you, and I thought I had to. It was so cute. We had matching scrunchies. I have lost Coconut's original collar. I have no clue where that is anymore. I replaced it with a Kaya collectible bracelet from Hallmark from when she was released as a doll. And yeah, that photo, I feel like I just always look the same. Like, baby me looks like normal me. You can typically always tell that it's me in a photo, even if I've cut my hair or changed my hair. I had that haircut, that short haircut, for so long. I hated having long hair. I'm still not a huge fan of having long hair, but people cannot cut my hair around here. Like, I've had an undercut and all that stuff, and they suck at it. So I just have like general hair that doesn't piss me off. That's kind of a nice length. But yes, but I said I would show it because I thought it was cute. I was like so excited to do that. I got to match with Christina. I thought we were so cute. My sister got a bitty baby there, and my brother got Bennett, Molly's dog, and actually my parents now have a dog named Bennett that I named Bennett after that dog. So yes, and that was in adulthood. Like, I was like, oh, his name should be Bennett. But yeah, so I said I would show you that. Haven't watched the movie yet. I just finished work and I was like, I'm gonna do this before I forget. So I hope you enjoyed. The next thing we will get into is the movie. So I'll film some stuff with the movie and then that'll be the end of the video. So be ready for thoughts on Samantha, the American Girl doll movie. American Girl movie. They don't put doll in the title. But I'll talk to you later when we're movie watching. Hello, I'm about to go to lunch. I was really cold. I'm wearing this cute coffee weather sweater, but I'm freezing. So I'm wearing this little Mickey Halloween fleece. Yeah, it's a fleece. It's from Big Lots. Anyway, I have finished the Samantha movie. It is my lunch break. I played it partially before work and then I played it like in the background. The only silly thing is I had to play it on a travel DVD player, which depending on how old you are, you might not even know what those are. So I used to have one growing up. I actually had it by the side of my bed and I would watch a ton of stuff on it. But yeah, we have one. We've used it on the train because reception is goofy on the train, and so we brought that in some physical DVDs a few times when we were going to New York City, which works out very well for this. But so I watched the DVD on that little thing. I had it like set up next to me and plugged in. The battery on it is dead, so if it's not plugged in, it doesn't work. So it's not really travel friendly anymore. But I did watch it. It was very cute. So they take certain story elements and they do remove some characters, add some character, well, kind of add. So what they do is they really took Meet Samantha, Changes for Samantha, Samantha Learns a Lesson, and the Surprise for Samantha. Surprise? It's on top. It was on top. The Christmas one. So they took like those four. They cut out her birthday and the summer one, but that makes sense because they're trying to make this a fall like summer is kind of in the beginning, which is interesting to me. But this one is billed as Samantha, an American Girl holiday story. So they're really banking on like fall, Christmas, and like events. They do add a wedding. So we actually get Guard and Cornelia's wedding in this. And then Samantha goes to live with Guard and Cornelia in New York, which does happen, but that actually happens in the final book and they make that happen a lot earlier. So Grand Mary does marry the Admiral still, which is very cute. But we don't see that. We get Guard and Cornelia's. We do get one of the twins, Agnes, shows up, but a lot of it is really focused on Samantha and Nellie, which is very cute. The actress who plays Samantha has actually been in a lot of stuff now, which I thought was interesting, and I'd seen Guard in a couple things in Cornelia. Also, Mia Farrow is Grand Mary, so like they're really trying to get big people for these. This one was, I believe, a straight to TV. I did not realize there were so many straight to TV American Girl movies. There's this one. I knew Felicity was straight to TV. Kit, I know, was an actual like in theater movie. And then they've apparently been making movies for so many of them that I had no idea about, that just like aired somewhere. I have no clue what channel they were on, but a number of them, like for newer dolls, actually aired on television. So I was like, whoa, because I was like looking up American Girl movies and I was like, really? There were some in like the 2010s, 2010 time, like before the 2020s, but like in that window, and I was shocked. But yes, so it was a cute movie. It is technically Christmas because it ends on Christmas, but they do have it set up where Guard and Cornelia do adopt Nellie and her sisters. A lot of those points are still there. They do have Nellie. They skip the uncle in this, so Nellie and her sisters wind up at an orphanage immediately, and they add more drama to the orphanage. They make the person who runs the orphanage, the headmistress, evil. She's very, oh gosh, Mrs. what is her name? Flavisham? Did I make that up? I think I made that up. I made that up. Is that from The Great Mouse Detective? It's the really evil woman from Annie. Sorry that I can't remember her name. But they do that. Like, she's stealing money. She's a huge evil person to all the children. And so like that's a whole thing. They have to like flee from her, which was more dramatic than just like running out of the alley. So it was very cute. I enjoyed having it on. I remember that the movies for those kind of let me down. I wasn't as invested in them as the books, but that happens to me a lot. I normally like the book more than the movie. Typically, this is not always the case, but you know, typically. So it was cute. It was fun. The costuming was great. Like, they did all of Samantha's very like famous dresses. But yeah, it was a very sweet, like family friendly film. So that is it. That is the entire Samantha reading vlog. I have to get all this stuff back to the library because some of them are due like very, very soon. If you want to see me do more of these, now I am doing like a holiday I'm doing a holiday hellathon. That's what it is. That Slime and Slashers is hosting. So in December, I'll be doing mostly Christmas stuff. There'll be romance, there'll be horror, it'll be all over the place. So December, I won't be doing really any, like, I'll be focusing on that primarily. Really just on that. And then sometime next year, I want to do a Vampire Academy reading vlog because I've been wanting to read those books for ages. I'm not going to get into details for that, but I do want to read the Vampire Academy books. So I have plenty of loosey-goosey scheduling available. So if you would like to see me do another like American Girl reading vlog, let me know which girl you would want me to see, like which doll you think the books would be fun for. I don't own any except for these random Samantha ones, so I would get them through my library, so pretty easy to get, I think. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do more, what you want me to do, if you have any other like nostalgia-y series that I may have read that you think would be fun. I have another one planned already. I'm waiting for the books to come in. It's not American Girl, but it is nostalgic for me. And I also have a random nostalgic book that I'm reading for the holiday reading challenge thing that I'm doing, that is super random, and I picked it on a whim because you needed something inspired by true events. So I went with a series that was beloved to me growing up, where all the books are technically inspired by true events, though the characters are typically made up. But yes, so if you'd like to see more nostalgia-y stuff, more American Girl stuff, let me know. Put it in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. I know this was a very stark shift from what I normally read, but I wanted to have fun and just like have a joyous, silly time. So I did. You can also find me on Instagram at ClefGoEverAfter, but I'm gonna go. So, oh, wait. I need to have my special guest help me say goodbye. I'm gonna, disappearing very briefly. Okay, now we can say it.